local gym gets about, at least in America, they get about 100 new members every month. 100 new members. Next month they get another 100. The month after that, another 100. But you would imagine that they would put more treadmills, add more lockers, put more equipment, because they have, hundreds more every few months. But they don't do that. Why not? Because they know nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Most people that join these gyms, that have these memberships, they don't go. So why do they do that then? Why do they pay and go and get the tour and everything and speak to the trainers? They do it to convince themselves that they care about themselves, that they care about their health. So just the whole meeting, the tour, and then buying a few gym clothes and gloves makes them feel good about themselves. Yes, I care about myself. That's why I invested time in this. That's why I'm paying money for this. But they never come for the training. And ask Allah Azza wa Jalla that no one in this room is the Islamic equivalent of that. We don't want to improve, we don't want to apply what we learn, but we come to the conference so we feel that yes, I care about Islam. You see, I went to a conference, I sat on the hard floor for 2 days. So I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla that no one in this room is from that group. Say Ameen. Now, the whole point of gaining knowledge is so you can do something about it. What is the value of accumulating and amassing knowledge that you won't do anything about? And this was the way of the early Muslims. They learned so they could apply. That's it. Not to feel good, not to get a pump or feel that they did something for their religion, so they could apply. Aisha radiallahu anha, she used to teach this young boy a hadith. She gave him 2 ahadith, so he came the next day. She said, he came the next day for more ahadith. She said, did you act upon the 2 ahadith I gave you yesterday? He said, no. She said, then why are you increasing the arguments of Allah against you? What does that mean? Every time you learn and memorize a hadith, Allah has an argument against you. If He says, why didn't you act upon this? You memorize the hadith, that's an argument against you. So then, I would like to invite everybody to pick something that, or maybe more than one thing, that you learned in these last 2 days or last 3 days, and you just decide that this is something I'm going to act upon, or put great effort into doing, and until I go to my grave, inshallah. So that way, it wasn't just a gathering where we just smiled in each other's faces and then everyone goes home and go back to normal. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us and assist us in practicing and applying what we have learned. And like everyone else, I would genuinely like to thank everybody for inviting me. This was my first time in Green Lane Masjid, and it was great and an honor for me to come. And there was difficulty on my journey coming here. A lot of difficulty, and I welcomed it because sometimes it just becomes a vacation, You get to see a different city, a different country, you get the Sheikh treatment. Sheikh, would you like some chicken? Sheikh, we've got beef for you. Sheikh, we've got shrimp. And all you get is the Sheikh treatment and smiles, and people want your autograph and your pictures, and they're like, am I really working here? It seems like vacation. So at least suffering for 14 hours at the airport made me feel like, okay, I gotta work for this a little bit. But barakallahu feekum, you guys have been, so welcoming, so well-mannered. Barakallahu feekum for everything. Jazakumullah khair to the volunteers, to the mashayikh. Jazakumullah khairan. And I hope to see you sometime in the near future. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.